Good day, guys, and let's continue with the renovation, but this time is going to be a bit different. So we are looking at the outside, and sadly I have one dodgy neighbor that never really looks out for the back garden or the front garden. I mean, look at this. This just looks like a right mess. It actually devalues the property of the area quite a lot. I have other neighbors actually complain about him, like quite a few neighbors. But yeah, I know the guy. I spoke to him. He's just, by the sounds of it, he's just a bit lazy. He doesn't really care about this place because I think he has another property that he owns, and like this one maybe is just like his holiday home in London or something. Anyway, so I kind of had enough, and I thought I'd take the matters into my own hands and actually clean up the whole area, because this front garden in a way is like shared with my downstairs. So it's just full of bramble basically, and that we need to get rid of completely. And so I'm doing this all manually with a fork, a large fork, and digging into the roots deep and pulling out the roots with gloves. And I'm disposing all of this with loads of garden bins. And yeah, this was a few days job, I believe, and it's not even completed yet actually, because I had quite a few gaps between months since I started this. And yeah, it's not finished yet because I have some quite interesting ideas. I've got some decking in mind to do for the front of the doors, and then maybe a big palm tree where I'm actually working on now, but that's just for the future. In the meantime, let's clean this all up because there's a lot of bramble to get rid of, and I want it from the roots because I do not want this growing back. And then I'm gonna have to clear up all the rocks, all these leaves. Look, there's actually loads of glass here as well, so we need to get rid of that, and we need to do it safely. So I'm wearing thick, very thick gloves so that I don't actually cut my hands. And some of my neighbors actually lent me their forks as well, like was that a rake? I believe that's a rake. So yeah, obviously like my own garden bin wasn't enough, so I was actually talked to all these neighbors that I have around me, and they said I could use their garden bins because they're not being utilized, and actually clear the area up, because this property is just an eyesore for everyone, to be honest. And it's quite dangerous actually as well, because all the bramble, all the sharp bramble is actually dangerous. So when I was doing this yesterday, I did take these rocks out of where they are, but as soon as I did, whoever parked the car over there has the very nice decency just to drive over it. So I thought I'd put the rocks back in there, because apparently decency doesn't exist with these neighbors. So yeah, I'm gonna collect some massive rocks and place them around, so if they want to do some damage, they can do it to their own vehicle instead of the lawn. Yeah, call me petty if you want, but those guys piss me off. They just keep on driving, parking on this lawn. You know, get off my damn lawn, you damn kids. That kind of vibe I'm going for, I suppose. Anyway, I don't care. Like, I just find it disrespectful, you know, like driving over while I just try to clear up and make better, and then the next day they just drive over it. That's just mad disrespect. Actually, I had quite a few problems with one of those neighbors. That I had to have some beef with him. Don't know if I want to upload that because I filmed it, because the guy's a bit of a maniac in my opinion. But I'll keep that to myself for now until it escalates. But for now, I think we're on good terms, because obviously the guy needed some back talking to, because until that guy knows that you won't take shit, he's one of those guys that will take advantage of you. The guy I'm talking about. I'm not going to give any names because there's no point. It's just between me and him. Anyway, so the guy wants to play a game at that time, so I thought I'd get loads of rocks, get them delivered to my home, and just put them along the side of the lawn. So instead of damaging the lawn, he can damage his own car, because these are big rocks. I think these aren't even rocks really, these are like concrete slabs. So yeah, I had them delivered by a mate of mine, and I thought let's just drop them there. And actually, since this video, I had many more placed around this area, around the outline of the lawn. And you know what's actually really interesting, like once I actually de-brambled the whole area, the front of this garden, kind of the front lawn, front garden, whatever you want to call it, it just feels so much bigger. And we also got rid of them baskets. So that was my downstairs neighbor, Julian. He had the idea of placing these stumps. So it's been what, 8 months since I had done the de-brambling, whatever you call it, and it's looking rather nice actually. Look, we've got some grass growing back. I don't think that's actually grass, but it's not bramble. We have like a few bramble areas that are coming back, I think. So this I didn't even pull out. This is still there. I think we have this that's growing back, so I'm gonna have to get rid of that. I think that. But other than that, it looks amazing, I think. Look at that. Getting much better. I kind of want a big palm tree in the middle of this. That would look amazing, I think. So talking about the culprit in question here is the lovely neighbors that we had to deal with, and I thought I'd actually film it. Not film it, this is on my CCTV, and I thought I'd just capture it because this guy is just a nightmare. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it got on my nerves, so I just thought, well, not thought, I remember just we came back, well, I came back, and I was wondering why is all the soil spilled from the pots. And I wanted to see if it was deliberate or not, and perhaps not deliberate, perhaps accidental, but still annoying. Anyway, then there was another incident where I thought we found all these 2 buckets of trees, if that's how you want to label it, been tampered with, I suppose. So I thought, hey, let's have a look on my CCTV to see who caused that. So after checking it out, it turns out it was wildlife. It was 3 little foxes, and very cute ones. Not 3, it was 2 of them. But I had to watch it all and actually recorded it because it's quite cute and interesting. Because they were very, very interested in these plants for some reason. And they started digging around in one of them. And this CCTV is recorded with infrared because in nighttime you can't see very well, I suppose. So using infrared beams, they can light up the area somehow. But yeah, they were quite chill. They were there for a few minutes, and I thought I'd include this footage because it's quite curious. Like, what were they after? I mean, now the trees, those little plants are in the soil, as I mentioned, but there was something special about the soil. Maybe they were using it as a hiding place for, I'm not sure what, and one of them is staring right at the CCTV. You can see the eyes are glaring. They're huge. But it's good that this area now is attracting wildlife, and the good kind of wildlife, because the neighbor that has the massively overgrown back garden has attracted different kind of wildlife, and the not good kind. I think there was like rats there at one point. And hopefully they're gone now. I don't really have to deal with the back garden as much because I don't have access to the back garden. My downstairs neighbor Julian, he has the garden, and sometimes I go there. We have some barbecues every now and then. But for the time being, since I have access to the downstairs garden and I can utilize it for my bikes, I thought I'd take care of the front. Even though like the big one that I was taking care of with the bramble wasn't exactly mine, I thought I'd just do us all a favor and clear it all up because it's not safe, you know, with all the sharp edges of the bramble. And here he is, he's about to start digging. Not sure for what, but he was very interested. It's quite cute actually. It's going to start jumping up, I think. Now a squirrel would make more sense because squirrels like to hide their food and their nuts, but a fox, I don't think a fox does that. So why is he up there? Here he goes, digging for something. Wonder what he's digging for. Can't be food. I don't actually even know what foxes eat, but they gotta eat something, don't they? I kinda want one now. Kinda reminds me of a red panda for some reason. Well, red pandas, they almost look like feline, maybe? I actually saw some red pandas in Finland like a month ago on my trip with Carolita. Bonita. It was a very nice trip. I'm actually going to make a video about that. But in the meantime, let's watch this fox and see how far it gets. And see the havoc that it creates. I don't remember if the foxes knocked them over, these pots. But I just do remember the soil went everywhere. And the other one is starting to take an interest as well, because he was thinking, hey, what the hell are you looking for? I should check out the other one as well. They can be pretty loud, but they can also be very, very cute as well. I think it's eating on something now. Are they going to share the food? Because I don't know what food it is. Maybe it's worms. Could it be worms? Did they eat worms? Aren't they cute? So fluffy. Someone's got their attention. But yeah, they do howl like crazy. I don't know if it's if they make that noise only when they're having sex, or is it something else? Maybe a mating call. You know, the screams, the howling screams, like oh, oh, oh. Terrible, terrible impression, but it's my attempt, okay? Chills there for a while, doesn't it? I don't think it did knock it over. Back on it goes to destroy our little trees. Look at them, aren't they cute? Yeah, I have a back and forth relationship with some animals. I remember I used to be scared of spiders. Now they kind of fascinate me. They do still startle me for some reason. I think it's still in my DNA or whatever you want to call it. But now I tell myself, and mice. I remember the one time I had mice when I was like, what, 10 to 12, maybe 14 years old. I screamed. But now I don't care as much. I do find them quite cute actually instead now. Go on. One more time. One more time. And back on the wildlife trip. Here is Julian being a wild guy. So yeah, you can see that the garden has grown a bit since the whole thing. I'm just filming I mean, it's not the best kind of grass or anything at the moment, but this was because I just left it as is. And here is a squirrel doing his thing. Just burying his nuts. As you do, you know. And then run for it. It's quite fun. I quite like squirrels. They're quite cute. It would be awesome to own as a pet, but they are a bit mischievous, aren't they? I think my neighbors call him Jerry for some reason. And here is another little rascal drinking a bit of water. Oh, look how cute. I thought I'd include this because I thought I got a wildlife segment. So yeah, it's a cute little kitty. He's drinking his water from the river, from the local river. And lastly, we've got some pigeons. I don't know if it's attacking or doing a mating ritual, whatever. But yeah, some wild stuff happens here. I mean, casual, but wild, and whatever you want to call it. Guys, if you made this through a weird segment of all this wildlife, thank you for watching. And if you take an interest in all this renovation crap that I do feel free to follow me, subscribe, and leave a comment. Because the next time we have something special. Peace.
Keep slapping each other about.